What's up, Struggling Nation? This is Unreal with Unreal Trading. This is how this year's gonna go. We're gonna make plenty of profits. What up, Struggling Nation, Unreal, bringing you another one. So last week's recap. So lately, I've been taking other trades outside of just SPY. You know, I love to trade the SPY index, but I feel like my skills are getting a little sharper. I'm able to take trades in other stocks that I like, the ones that I basket. It's not too many that I keep. It's probably about 10 of them, but I'm only going to trade within those 10 because those are the ones I like to trade. I like the way they move and I study them. With those trades, I've been taking swing trades. So I've been buying option contracts for maybe a 2 weeks expiration date, 3 weeks expiration date. When I see it hit my percentage and my profit target spot that I've set, then I sell. Usually I try to sell before you always want to sell, but I sell before the expiration date because as you know, purchasing option contracts with time decay, the longer you hold the contract, the more you lose holding those contracts. So you always want to sell before they expire. So I try to hold them. As soon as they hit my percentage, I get out. That's just my strategy. But last week took the biggest loss of the whole year. Since the start of the year in January till now, my biggest loss. My biggest loss in 1 week, my biggest loss in 1 day. I want to say that I went against my strategy when I went into this trade. The 3 or 4 factors that I always try to look for when I go into a trade, whether it's usually my 3 to 4 factor is support resistance, bouncing off of support resistance, coming back to retest that support resistance line, break of trend, break of structure, preceded by volume, moving averages, retesting the moving average. Any of those factors is usually what I use, and I put it together to make my strategy. Well, on this one, I didn't use the strategy. Not the way I normally do. I use 1 to 2 factors in my strategy. I saw price action was in a sell-off. This was Friday. Price action was in a sell-off all day after the news from the employment report. Everything just went down. Everything was being sold off. So I figured usually what the market usually does going towards the close at the end of the day, it has a pullback. It's just been habit with the market. It just has a pullback, but for some particular reason on Friday, the pullback was small because I expected that pullback, and I'm so used to seeing that pullback happen. I thought the pullback was going to be big. I was going to try to get in and scalp it, get in, hold for a couple minutes, and sell as soon as my profit target was hit. Well, the price action did the complete opposite. When I got in, when my order was filled, it was filled on the way up. So once it hit the top, it just reversed and went down. By the time I looked down, lost $2,200. My biggest loss for the entire year. Emotionally, physically, mentally, I was affected by it. I try to use this, I try to remind myself that most traders, once however you execute your trade, whether it makes money or lose money, their mentality stays the same. It was just a trade, no matter what. The only thing that I kind of kicked myself in the ass about this trade, and what made me think about this trade more than what I normally think of any other trade when I win or lose, not the amount. It was the fact that I didn't use more than one factor to enter that trade. I just used maybe 2 factors on there. And one was support. It had bounced off support, never came back and retest. So I didn't wait for that. And I was looking based on habit that market was just going to pull back to support, maybe a resistance line, or maybe one of the moving averages, or profit taking area that I had set based on previous rejections from price action. I didn't use my factors. I only used 2. Actually, only really 1 factor came in there, and then a thought. The thought was that usually towards the end of the day, market pulls back. It didn't pull back. Actually, like I said, I bought in momentum going up, and then it just came right back down before I blinked. So on top of that, I leveraged more of a position than I normally do. It was over the 5% that I usually try to leverage. I ended up leveraging more. Again, another factor that went against my strategy, and took a $2,200 loss. So from this day forward, every video that you hear me make, I won't speak numbers. I won't speak I made X amount of dollars, I lost X amount of dollars. But what I would do is I would speak in percentage. So I'm taking a page out of other traders' books. It's just, when you put numbers out there, I think it's intimidating, especially for new traders. Me being a new trader, new traders out there, you put numbers out there. I made 300, I made 1,000, I made 3,000, I lost 3,000, I lost 1,000. Those numbers are intimidating, especially for new traders. And since I'm hearing the experienced traders that I follow say that, so you'll hear me say percentage. So instead of saying I took a $2,200 loss, you'll hear me say I took like a 75-80% loss. I think it's a little better to say it that way. I think it keeps us, when I say us, new traders, it keeps us from focusing about the money and keeping the focus on the strategy and staying disciplined. Probably one of the most important things to say, discipline. I didn't stay disciplined. And on this one, I traded a stock that I don't trade. I traded NASDAQ. I don't trade them, but I traded them, and it is what it is. I took that L. I'm okay with it. I moved on from it. Took a minute, longer than what I normally do, but I moved on from it. So I traded NASDAQ 100 and I took that $2,200 loss. Great learning experience, great lesson. As you can see, we're now in October, and my biggest loss. So this loss last year was probably constantly happening. I'll make a big win and then I come back and make a big loss. So for it to be my first big loss like this for the whole year is not bad. I'm gonna take, got a screenshot of it. I'm gonna share the screenshot with y'all so y'all can see the loss. You'll see the number bigger. You actually see it as 2,900, but the other 700 that I'm losing is not on that particular trade. It's because I'm swing trading. So I'm swing trading Home Depot, and I bought them low, and I'm just waiting the price action to reverse on that to try to capitalize and get some of that loss back. So that extra that you'll see, it's not money that I lost. It's just a trade that's still going on. There's open contracts that I got out there. Like I said, with the market being pulled back the way it did after the news from the employment report, that it is what it is. But I'm just gonna share a quick screen so you can see how I went against my strategy and why I lost. It shouldn't have been a loss. Should not have been a loss. Should not have been a loss. I should have never entered all week. I didn't feel comfortable trading anyway. So you also got to listen to yourself. If you don't feel like trading that week, don't trade. If you don't feel like trading that day, don't trade. I didn't want to trade. I didn't want to really take that trade, but I said, you know what? The way the market sold off, it's just a matter of time before it pulls back. Let me see if I can catch it the last 30 to 15 minutes of the market. And that's what I did. And that quick I lost, but it's all good. It's a learning experience to let me know that I'm still weak in the sense of I still have the same habit as the new traders out there. You're gonna have the same habit that you're gonna enter positions going against your strategy. And you know, I still get that feeling to want to do that. I was able to control it most of the year, but Friday I didn't control it. That's one thing that you're gonna have to deal with as new traders. You're gonna get that feeling of just entering the trade just because you think it's gonna do something, whether it's gonna go up or it's gonna go down. But it doesn't work like that. If you just play and execute your strategy the whole way through, no matter what the trade does, whether it goes against you or whether it goes for you, if you just execute your strategy no matter what, you'll be more successful and you'll stay in the green. Every single time that I executed my trade, whether I lost money on it or I made money on it, I wasn't upset with the process. I was comfortable with the process, however it turned out. And if you're wondering what happened to my stop loss, again, got distracted, ended the trade, got distracted. It was that quick, man. I ended the trade, I got distracted before I turned around, I had the loss. So, you know, I laugh about it because you can't carry that with you. It is a lot of money to lose, especially for my size account. It's a major loss. But it is what it is. It's a good learning experience, and keep a mental note of that. Let's keep moving forward. So new traders out there, I hope you learn from this video. I hope it helps you. It's gonna be a quick share of the screen so you can see what happened. Let's go into the screen. You can see this was Thursday, going into the close of the bell on Thursday. Price action was coming in sideways, and the employment report was going to be released at 8:30 in the morning on Friday. The report got released, price action gapped down, came in and opened Friday way down here. Continue to drop some more. Went sideways for a little bit, drop. Went sideways for a little bit, drop. Went sideways for a little bit. This blue line I got here is the support line I already set up previously. I was just watching to see where price action was gonna go. Once I saw price action kind of come around this blue line, start kind of trending sideways with no real momentum to go through it, then it came down and tested. I said, okay, price action, this is probably the bottom here. It's not gonna go any further. It might have a slight pullback or break a structure or something. But remember, when I entered this trade, I didn't use none of my 3 factors. So it wasn't a high probability trade. It was just a trade that I was banking on that we're gonna have a pullback before the bell closed. So price action came here a couple times, didn't go through that support line. My initial thought was to enter here, but when my contract was filled, it was filled on this candle on the way up. As soon as it got filled, look at the very next candle. Look at this red candle right here. As soon as it got filled, came right down. As soon as it got filled, I got distracted for a second. As soon as I looked back at my computer, down 2,200, had to sell because the NASDAQ, it takes so much capital to get in there on these option contracts on that particular company. They move fast. Your money moves fast. It goes up fast and it goes down that fast, which was also a big mistake on my part. I should have never traded it. It's too big of a vehicle for me to put my capital in. Big mistake on my part. So new traders out there, don't do it. What I saw in this, I saw dollars. I didn't see anything else. That's what I was looking at when I made this trade. As you can see, the very next candle pulled back, and then it just continued to pull back all the way back down. It had slight bounce here, came back near that area, and that's where it stayed at. So this is what happened Friday. Enter the lessons to learn out of the mistake that I made on this trade on Friday, why I took this L. 1, I entered the trade without using my 3 to 4 factors. 2, I entered more capital, used more capital on this trade than my normal rule, which is 5 to 10%. You want to use no more than that. So I used more than that to enter this trade. 3, I didn't control my stop loss. Got distracted, so that played a part in me not controlling the stop loss. I got distracted. Why I took such a heavy loss. So hopefully these 3 things that I share with you new traders out there, you don't make the same mistake that I did. Like I said, it's my biggest loss the whole year. and it's gonna be my last loss for the year that big, because first of all, I'm not gonna enter a vehicle that expensive. It's just too expensive for me to enter with my account size. And second of all, I won't enter trades unless I see my factors. I at least see my 3 to 4 factors building up. So right now, going forward, what I'm doing is I'm doing a lot of swing trading with these options, buying them 3-4 month expiration date, holding them, seeing what they do, exiting when my profit target is hit, or anything where I see support or resistance, or if I see the trade going against me as well. So that's what I'm doing. I'm still gonna keep trading SPY. SPY, I trade them daily. I'm in and out of their trades. I'm not looking to hold SPY. But I hope this helps. I hope this helps take your trading to the next level. Let's learn together. Let's grow together. Please like, subscribe, share the videos. Any comments, any questions, please feel free. We'll reach back to you and share all I know. Remember, this is my journey as a new trader for new traders out there. So if you're wondering how did I become, or how did I get consistent, or when I get more consistent, because so far this year I've been more consistent. I've been way more green than red. But how did I get here? It's all in my videos. I'm sharing the whole journey with you. So if you're following me, you'll see it all the way through. Hope this helps. Hope this takes your training to the next level. This is Unreal signing out.